Hello, everyone. Stephen King, he wrote a lot of books, and I used to read pretty much all his books. Some books I missed and didn't read, but his books became adaptations to movies. Some of his movies I really liked, and some I did not. But this movie that I'm about to talk about right now is a movie that's completely underrated. It came out in 1996. Now, Tom Holland, who created Fright Night, wrote and directed that movie in 1985. He also wrote Child's Play, wrote and directed that as well. He wanted to do a Stephen King adaptation, and the one he wanted to do was Thinners. I was like, out of all the adaptations that he wanted to do, he wanted to do Thinners. So he had someone else help him change a little bit of, the adaptation to the book to a screenplay. So he wrote it and he directed it, and there were some changes. I personally didn't read the book, as I said. So I'm not sure exactly what the changes were until just recently. I watched it for a third time to make sure it still stood up to today. And it did. When I went to the theater and I walked out, I felt good about it. I felt like this was going to be a smash hit. And it crashed and burned. It was a bomb at the box office. I believe it only cost $15 million to make, but a completely bomb at the box office. I'm not sure why. I thought it was really well done. Tom Holland does really good work, especially he did with Child's Play and Fright Night. And I was like, why aren't people liking this? They said the ending was different and there was a few changes from the book to the movie. Well, of course there is. There's changes all the time. So I felt, considering what I've now heard, because I actually looked it up before I did this review, the changes were fine. I found the changes to be fine. I felt the changes, some actually I felt would have worked better in the book. Now, Stephen King, as you know, he does cameos in all his movies. He did a cameo in Thinners, and it was a little longer than most cameos that I actually liked. But did he like the finished work? He didn't. He didn't like Thinners at all. He didn't like how it turned out. So he didn't like it. A lot of people didn't like it. It's not on any streaming sites, really. You have to rent it if you want to watch it, or if you own it, you have to own it to watch it. And it's an underrated movie. No one really talks about Thinners anymore. No one really pays attention to it. Like, I'm not going to tell you the actors that are in it, but I will tell you the main actor, not his name. He played RoboCop in the RoboCop 3rd movie only. And he did some other great movies as well. But that's what he's known for, playing RoboCop in the 3rd movie. And honestly, the 3rd RoboCop movie wasn't really that good. But he's the main actor in this, and there's other actors in here too. I want you to be surprised. Now, I'm just going to tell you a little brief thing about it. Now, first of all, I'm going to say it only has 19% Rotten Tomatoes and only a 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb. I was like, really? 19% Rotten Tomatoes and a 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb. I was like, no. Now, the movie, he's a lawyer, and he's in a small town, and he has a family. He needs to lose weight because he's big. He's a big man. His wife is losing the weight on the diet. He is not. So he comes downstairs. He has to go downtown. It's a small town. It's a small courthouse. And he has to go to court and get this guy off. Now, is this guy guilty? Yes, of other things, but not this. Now, when he goes down there, there's gypsies in the park, kind of like in this round circle park. And he finds it kind of nice. He likes it. So he goes to court, he gets the guy off, and the guy now goes to him and says, I owe you a huge favor. That comes in later in the film. So who is this guy? What type of criminal is he? I'm not going to get into that. And they don't really get into that in the movie either. But now he leaves, and the police are telling the gypsies to leave. You don't have a permit, leave. We don't want you. You're filthy. You're disgusting. We don't want this here. So now you think, okay, this has to do with gypsies? Well, yes, in a way. Now the lawyer did something and killed one of the gypsies. Was it by accident? Or was there intent? I'm not going to say. But something happens where the gypsies get killed. Or is it more than one gypsy that gets killed? Now the gypsies are hoping for justice. They didn't get it. It's a small town. Everyone knows this lawyer. So they just said it was an accident. And was it or was it not? Maybe that's why people didn't like the film. It wasn't quite an accident. So there was an inquiry and they just didn't go any farther than that. He got off. They didn't like that. So one of the gypsies, or maybe several of them, cursed him. So now he's losing weight rapidly, and he doesn't know what's going on. He's thinking, is this a diet that I can eat whatever I want and I can lose weight? He was losing more weight than his wife. His daughter was also concerned. His wife was also concerned. So he had to go to all these places to figure out why he's losing weight. He's extremely healthy, but he's losing weight. He's having bad nightmares. Now, the other people that helped him get off, a judge and so forth, something's happening to them too. But no one believes in curses. So what's going to happen next? Well, that I'm not going to tell you. I've only really told you what the trailer said, and I did kind of leave out a few things and messed with your mind a little bit in a few things I said. But Stephen King plays a pharmacist here. And it was cool to see him in a pharmacy uniform. And I liked him because he had that little bit more of a bigger role. But you will recognize some characters from Criminal Minds and maybe even Seinfeld and stuff like that in this movie. An underrated movie, in my personal opinion. There's some scenes I didn't like about it, so I only give this movie a 9 out of 10. But I actually thoroughly enjoyed this film. I thought it was really well done, really good pacing, really fast, and the ending was crazy. Now, there was also something else that it looked like he was going crazy, thinking something was going on with his wife as well. And apparently that was not in the book, but it's in the movie. And I don't want to say any more about that, but the ending to me, the way they did it, was really good. It craved you wanting more. So can they take off the curse? Or has the curse what happens with this curse? So a 9 out of 10 for me. Thinner. It's a must-see. It's a must-see Stephen King movie. I personally really enjoyed it, and I still think it stands up as a movie today. Like some movies don't last over time, but I think this movie does because it's in a small town and it's just well put together. Great cinematography, great music, well pacing. All right, everyone. Bye for now. Have an incredible day, and thank you again for watching. Check out my other movie reviews, food reviews, and much more, and have an incredible day. Bye for now.